Hey, I'm Marcus. I'm 58 years old, and I'm starting a new hobby, building birdhouses. Actually, kind of woodworking in general, but really, really basic. I'm watching a ton of the videos on YouTube. There are so many great people out there, and I think I'll never build anything as good as them, so I don't even try. Last week, I built a birdhouse, my first one. I messed it up from the word go. I didn't even measure the width of the lumber, and I made it way too small and way too tall, but whatever. Something will maybe use it or maybe it won't. Anyway, my initial impulse is to go out and buy all sorts of really cool tools and buy plans and buy this and buy that. And I went, you know what? I'm just going to start with what I have. So my encouragement with this video is just start where you are, start with what you have. That's what I have for tools. And what do we see? Sorry, it's backwards here. I have a little speed square. I have a tape measure that doesn't work too well. It doesn't retract. I have some regular Elmer's glue. I have this wood clamp. I don't even know where I got it. I have a carpenter's pencil there, some gloves, some sandpaper, and my safety glasses. And I have wood. Some of this wood is from my house. I don't know what you can see here. I found this one piece of wood out in the barn. I'm guessing it came off of some kind of pallet or something, but it's really rough and messed up. But it looks kind of cool. And then I have this piece of roofing, corrugated roofing down there. And I'm going to get really fancy today and make a birdhouse with a metal roof. I'm going to try. I'll try to take pictures as I go along. I probably won't take too much video because I don't even know how to stand this old phone up. It's an iPhone 6 Plus, by the way. No one will take this on a trade, and that's how old this phone is. But again, starting where I am and starting where I are, and I'm gonna make some birdhouse. I'll take some pictures and put this video up. Let's just have some fun. Oh, the other thing I have is a handsaw, which I will be using because it's just there's little bits of wood. I do have a chop saw underneath there that I really like, but I'm too lazy to vacuum up all the sawdust. So maybe I'll use it afterwards. I'm going to try with the handsaw. We'll start with that. And I have tin snips here somewhere for that metal roof. But yeah, so I'm going to try to build a little birdhouse with a metal roof and see how it goes. Okay, so I just got finished cutting out the two end pieces and the front and the back and the base. And I just realized something. It makes just as much sawdust if I'm using a handsaw. And also, I can't use a handsaw with my left hand, so my right arm already is just dead because I am way too out of shape to be doing this. But my right arm is dead. My left arm's ready to go. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm determined to make at least as one with a handsaw. My thought is that someday I'm gonna just retire to like a van, live down by the river, and make birdhouses to, you know, pay for my gas and my rice and beans or whatever I'm living on down by the river. And I probably won't have power tools, so I should be able to do this with a hand tool. I'm gonna have to take my class in ambidexterity. But anyway, back to the birdhouse. And apparently I can't really use tin snips left-handed either. So, but I got the piece cut out. That'll bend for the roof. I don't know if I can clean up that edge or not. Do something with it. But that's going to be my fold-over roof. And here are the pieces. The base, two sides, the front with the hole cut out of it, the back, and then kind of bang this down a little bit, and I will stretch to fit. I use an 1.25 inch bit because I think that's what they said for the little birds like chickadees and stuff. And we got a ton of birds around here, and they all live in the brush. We have a ton of brush all around the property. I figured if they want the house, you know, maybe it's a step up from living in the bushes. If not, so be it. But yeah, I'm going to finish sanding off some of the rough edges so little birdies don't get little splinters, and then start putting it together. I do have a brad nailer. I am going to use that. I could probably drill and use finishing nails to be really authentic, but all right, we're getting there. We got the box together, and you know, it's I think it'd be better than living in the bush. Again, I'm not sure what you can see because my phone, I can't tell what I'm looking at, but hopefully you can see that. If not, I will edit it out. But now I'm going to put the top on. So I'm using whatever scraps came off of this one piece. I didn't have to rip one of the pieces because it basically just broke in half, but I had to kind of rip a little bit to trim up the end. Again, better than living in a bush if I'm a bird, but what do I know? So I'm going to put it together. I'm going to put it out there. This whole exercise, I will tell you, is to get me out of the house. I'm sitting around watching all these videos. I'll spend an hour a day watching people build these amazing things out of pallets and scrap projects and whatever. And I'll just sit there and I'm like, you know what? I gotta go out and build something, even if it's garbage, not garbage, even if it's less than stellar and perfect. But I'm out here. I'm out here in my shop, and I'm not inside. So anyway, let me get the roof on, and then we'll see if any self-respecting bird will want to move his family out of the thickets and the thorns and move into this. All right, so we hit a little snag, in trying to bend the roof panel to try to get it to fit over the peak. It split. My question is, do I nip a piece off of one of these ends, because I certainly have way more than I need. I was just splitting the piece I had in half. Do I nip a piece off of one of the ends and put it up on top as a roof cap, which would look really cool? Or do I really embarrass the bird that decides to move in here and put duct tape on it? I'm thinking the duct tape. That would just make this whole project kind of come together. I don't know. Obviously, I'm going to have this done before anybody even sees this and leaves comments. But in the comments below, if you choose to comment, please let me know if you would have gone trim, bend, glue, whatever, to nicen it up, or if you would have just been like, nope, duct tape. Okay, so I will say this. I have fixed many things with duct tape, including a rowboat of mine that I had accidentally shot. It's a long story. And I put a hole just above the waterline and just below the waterline in it. And I just sort of banged out the rough edges, put duct tape on both sides, kind of rubbed it together where the 30-30 had gone through, and used it all summer actually out on the ocean while I was hauling my lobster traps. However, I decided to go the bougie route and actually put a roof cap on this by trimming the ends of the roof where it looked a little bit too much like a little Dutch boy's hat, and then clip and then tack it on to the roof to make it look a little bit nicer. It took all of 2 minutes to trim that with the metal shears, tin snips, and kind of bend it with just a scrap piece of wood. I was very afraid that I was going to split that one too, in which case I would have absolutely gone the duct tape route. But anyway, yeah, heading out to the yard, and I'm going to find a place to hang this up. I realized in the back that I never made any provisions for hanging it, so I have taken my DeWalt and I have stacked on a couple of the extensions, which is long enough to get through the front hole, and I can use probably a 3-inch or a couple of 3-inch decking screws that I have, and pop it up into a tree somewhere from where I can see it from the house. So yeah, let's go outside. And there she is, up in the maple tree. Yeah, if you look down, you can see the old stone wall with all the brush. That's where all the birds live. We have hundreds of them. We'll see if any one of them considers this an upgrade. I will say this though, my son years ago went to one of these big box stores where you bring the kids on a Saturday and they build a little whatever project. And he actually built a birdhouse, and it sat upstairs. God, it must have been almost 20 years, 18, 20 years. And I finally found it after he'd moved out, and he was down at his where he is now. And so I just set it out on this old pedestal we had, this old feeding platform that we had for the birds, and lo and behold, birds came into it. For 3 years now, we've had about six families. Six sets of families come through there and brood their young. His is much nicer than mine, by the way. So I took the measurements off of that today. I figured, you know what, I've got to at least get close as far as quality. His is obviously much nicer, and again, plenty of birds have been there, plenty of babies. We watch them from the kitchen window. So yeah, anyway, where is it? I'm gonna try to do this backwards. Yeah, it's a maple tree right there. So there's a birdhouse tucked away in there, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching the video. You don't have to smash a like or anything if you don't want to. It's is more just for me to make me get out of the house and do something. But hey, if I get out of the house to do something, so can you. If you're watching this video because you think about building something, I don't care what kind of scrap, whatever that you have, build something. It literally cannot be worse than what I just did. So I hope you enjoyed this. Go out, build something, share what you've built with me on, on this, whatever I post this on, and have fun with it. And maybe there'll be some, some birds that have very low self-esteem that'll find my place comfy, and maybe there'll be some that'll find yours comfy too. Anyway, thanks for watching.